Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you, Marcellus, and I'm right here with Coach Boeckel, your Catholic boys. Coach, thanks for jumping on here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Marcellus.
So you've had quite a run over the last few years, man, and going to Hershey to the Giant Center. It's not your first rodeo there either, Coach.
Yeah.
How pumped up is you and the squad right now?
We're excited. They're riding high. Jake, our senior that was there, I guess when we were last there. We went in 2020 and we won. We beat Millersburg by a point or so, and then I think we were off for a year or two, and then we lost in 2023 to Columbia by about 15 points or so. So they're super excited to be back. It's brand new to all of these guys, with the exception of Jake, and at that point, he was a freshman, and it was just kind of like bright lights. And the day is really surreal. It goes so fast. You're kind of locker room, marched out to the court, and then next thing you know, the horn's going off and the game's over. So, yeah, we're excited for Wednesday.
Well, I was doing some diving, and I remembered the conversation you and I had a few years ago about that magical game in the semis, 2020. You guys were going against Still High, down 20 in the fourth quarter. The other team started pulling some of their starters,
Yeah.
and Coach, you guys just caught fire, including your son. He had 17 points. Another gentleman had 17. Talk a little bit about that. I know we're here to talk about this week's game, but dude, that
I
was
mean,
crazy.
you're a Catholic, so it had to be the Holy Spirit that kind of came over us at that point in time. It was absolutely nuts. We were down 21 points with 3:19 to go, and to kind of go on a run and find a way to force the game into overtime. Preston did hit some big shots, including
Yeah.
in the three-pointer to tie it up. I remember John Forgin having a steal and a putback there. And it's funny you say that. I mean, we're at that time of year when it is playoff season, but I have a Google phone, and it popped up on my Google memories, and I shot that off to the two Forgins and our point guard Owen Lease and the other kids that were a part of that, and be like, hey, it's hard to believe that was 5 years ago already. So that was a pretty special moment.
Well, man, I just even hearing that story is crazy. That was the first district championship for York Catholic since 2007. That was a big one. York Catholic has a historic history, I should say. I mean, I remember my dad used to take me back with the Brian Pearl team, Kashawn
Yeah.
Jenkins. I think I was at the Giant Center. I was there when they won. So
Okay.
it's going to be magical. We're going back. I'm going back with you this Wednesday, 2:45 at the Giant Center.
Yeah.
District championship, Coach, and the foe who you're going against. You played them earlier this season, Coach. Talk a little bit about the Warriors.
Yeah, they were our very first game. We didn't really know a whole heck of a lot about them. We knew that they competed extremely well, and I think they've been in the district championship in single A the last 4 years, and they made it to the state semis and quarterfinals the last 2 years. But didn't really know a whole heck of a lot about Linville, and they were in our tip-off tournament. We opened up with them. They put it on us pretty good. They're an extremely mature team, pretty senior heavy. They have two really tough interior players and a kid on the perimeter that can shoot it. Their point guard is a tough, gritty kid that does a fantastic job managing the game. Extremely well coached, extremely disciplined. They play an intense man-to-man, get in your face. So we're kind of going through some X's and O's things, and just kind of buttoning up things as best we can here before Wednesday gets here, and hopefully we'll be ready to get.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned Dallas, and I was at Sam Sutton's gym yesterday, and he told me the story where he came up to you, I think when he was in sixth grade, and said, "Hey, this Jake Dallas kid's going to be starting for you as a freshman." And he said you
Yeah.
laughed at him. But the kid puts the work in. He said, in the summer, in the winter, he's in the gym
Yeah.
constantly. Talk a little bit about having that leadership as a senior, Coach.
Jake's been fantastic for us. He is a 4-year varsity player for us. He played a lot as a freshman. Ironically, we had our senior night a few weeks ago, and we kind of go back and look through the history of things. Jake never missed a game. In his 4 years, Jake has played all 22 plus games for us every season. He's done a fantastic job always shooting the ball for us, but he's developed into so much more, especially here over the last 18 months for us. He's much more comfortable handling the ball and making decisions. He's been a much tougher rebounder for us this year. And then, one of the things we really challenged Jake with is his ability to guard. And he's done a fantastic job in squaring up defenders and being able to pressure the ball, and just his awareness and alertness on the defensive end of the floor. And so his leadership's been paramount for us, the entire year.
Well, and you mentioned defense, Coach. I looked at it. You guys had a great year defensively. Third in the YAI double A, talking Division 1, 2, 3, all the divisions, 45 points per game only given up. And that's a team effort, Talk about some of the other players. I know you have, I think it's Sam as well coming in at
Yep.
8 points per game.
Yeah, Sam does. We are a unit. We don't
Yeah.
have anybody aside from Jake getting in double digits. I think everybody else is around 7 to 8 points a
Yeah,
game.
you have quite a few.
We run a lot of different sets, and we have some real simple type offenses that kind of put ourselves in position to be successful. Sam is another player that's played for us since his freshman year. He does a good job for us. Sam is our second highest assist. He has 80
Nice.
assists this year, and so we run a lot of things to put the ball in Sam's hands because of his decision making. Evan Bischoff, another player for us. He's our point guard. This is his second year as our starting point guard, and I just couldn't be more pleased with the maturity that he's shown in his development. He has some games where he scored the ball and shot it extremely well for us, but he is a pretty selfless player, pretty pass first kind of point guard where he makes sure the guys get the ball where they need to. And then we have two bigs, which we really historically haven't had a whole lot. Tate Keffer, a freshman for us. He's about 6'3", 6'4". And then we have Mike Glazer, who's about 6'5", 6'6", comes off the bench. And we know that we're going to rely heavily on these two guys come Wednesday just because of their size and strength to trying to match the physicality of Linville. We're looking for big games from both of them.
Well, there it is. It's this Wednesday, 2:45 at the Giant Center. Get your tickets online. Get them soon. It's going to be a barn burner. And after the boys' game follows the ladies, the girls. York Catholic Irish will be playing right after a doubleheader. Come on out. If you can't make it, Sports Shooting Stars got your back. We bring the game to you. Coach, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate your time. Best of luck out there. No matter what happens, what a great season. And I know it had to feel good to beat DeLone after they took you out the last 2 years, Coach.
Sure, it sure did. I know the kids really enjoyed that, and it was a great experience. We were happy to get the win. So thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, well, I'll be the short guy out there with the big smile on the face. It's going to be a dream.
Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you.
Contact us, sportsshootingstars@gmail.com.